A breakup with a narcissist hurts way worse than a breakup with anybody else. I've heard this from many other survivors, and I feel this way myself. We've all had some kind of breakup before in our lives, and it's not as if other breakups don't hurt. Of course they do. But we have a period of sadness, you reach acceptance, and you move forward. So why, when it's a breakup with someone toxic and very, very narcissistic, even if you're the one who walks away in the end, it hurts, and it hurts so badly. For 5 years now, I've tried to explain the pain here on YouTube, but I still can't seem to find the words. However, this video talks about why, when things end with a narcissist, the pain is unlike anything you've ever felt before. Number 1, you've been love bombed. Love bombing is done by a narcissist or a highly toxic person with the goal of gaining your trust and or your love as quickly as possible. This is the buildup before we get knocked down with all of the devaluing. You're bombed, so to speak, with all different kinds of signs of love from a narcissist. They know what to say and how to say it to make you fall for them even faster. The words "I love you" fall out of their face way too quickly. They use other forms of future faking and the buzzwords like soulmate and twin flame within just a month or two of meeting this person. The overwhelming attention and affection is superficial, but all part of the plan to hook you so that they can begin to manipulate you in a much different and much more sinister way. The buildup can be something that you've never experienced before, and once under the spell, the narcissist is completely in control, and feeling so good is part of what makes the end that much harder. Number 2, you've been severely gaslighted. Being gaslighted can make us feel like the breakup is far more worse than it actually is. To you, if you've been gaslighted, this is gut-wrenching and heartbreaking because the narc has you convinced that it's your fault. Or you're the one who made them leave, it's all because of you, and this is just never going to work, and guess what? You are the reason why. You're also gaslighted into thinking that you have lost the best thing that's ever going to happen to you. Maybe they've even told you that, something like, well, you're never going to find anybody else like me. What they don't know is that's the whole goal, and hopefully not kind of the point. However, the confusion has you feeling so devastated about something that in time you're going to be celebrating. Number 3, you have been repeatedly cheated on. The breakup is so painful when you know that there are so many other people in the narcissist's life that they've been circling around with. And maybe it's not just physical affairs. Maybe it's emotional affairs. They're just flat out spending too much time on social media. Maybe the affair is with an inanimate object, like the cell phone. Again, this is all stuff that taps into your mind and gives the narcissist more value than they really have and makes things feel so much worse because it seems like so many people just want to be a part of the narc's social circle, when in all actuality, it's really not so. And the narcissist can even double down and add to the pain by telling you that all of the infidelity is, of course, your fault because of your shortcomings, what you're doing or what you're not doing, respectively. Because, of course, not only do you have to be cheated on, you have to be blamed for it, too. If you'd like to talk with me one-on-one about what you're going through with a highly toxic narcissist, you can text, call, email, or visit my website for more information on how to do just that. It's listed on the screen for you now and is also available for you down in the video description. Number 4, you've been blamed. Speaking of all of this, which I did just a few seconds ago, this is all your fault, and that is another part of why this hurts so badly. Once a narc tells you that it's your bad attitude or your attempts to have standards or boundaries, or it's an illness you're suffering from, once you get told that that is why the relationship fails, what happens is you get to take all of that responsibility. And it's just simply not true. When a relationship of any kind, not just romantic, when a relationship of any variety comes to an end, it is a team effort of failure. There are no two ways about it. No one is perfect, and both people in the relationship make mistakes. What happens, unfortunately, is a narcissist is not going to take that rationale on. They're not going to take that kind of responsibility. They turn it and flip it. So in the end, it's all on you and only you. You're the only person listed for why everything fell apart. All the reasons, yeah, they've got arrows pointed towards you. You weren't around enough, you weren't fun, you were broke, you were controlling, you got sick, you had mental problems, pick one or pick a dozen. You were probably told all of them, survivor. And this is why when things are over, the pain is worse and even more devastating than with a more typical run-of-the-mill breakup, because you are the one who's taking the brunt of the responsibility. You are the one getting blamed, and you are the one being told, hey, you could have had something so great, but you know what? It fell apart, and I'm peacing out now. And that's all because of you. Number 5, you have been warned. A narcissist might build up or threaten to leave many times before they actually do. They could even ghost you or give you a silent treatment for a week or two, but then come back. And this can happen repeatedly, and it often does. This makes the ultimate end hurt even worse. If you fall into a habit of leaving or they leave, whatever, you go back and forth, but yet you always seem to find your way back to each other, you would think that when they do finally let go, you would feel better. And in some cases, I think some folks do, but you would maybe even think that you'd be used to it by now. But in reality, it can and often does hurt you worse. Why was this the last time? Your mind might wonder. You might obsess or ruminate. What's different now? Well, what was wrong with you this time that now has the narc thinking, they're not going to come back another time. You're not worth fighting for anymore. And these kinds of feelings and thoughts and emotions can make the pain more difficult when it's finally over. Number 6, you have been trauma bonded. A trauma bond is a very serious matter. If you've been with someone toxic that shows high signs of narcissism, maybe even MPD, you have been trauma bonded. That trauma bond is a strong connection that a victim has with their abuser. Now, love bombing lifts us up, and the devaluing that we will soon get after love bombing slams us right back down. We get so addicted, however, to this person, to the love bombing, that the bond begins to form. And what happens is you begin to make the choice to stick it out through the bad times, knowing that good times will eventually happen at some point. You're just not in control of that. They are. But what you know is all you got to do is wait just a little bit longer. And this is part of why it makes it so hard to leave or to leave them alone. Lots of folks feel like if they leave when things are bad, they didn't wait long enough. And if they would just wait a little bit longer, well, things would get good again. The overall theme of things throughout the video here is you feel like you're losing something far more valuable than you really are. And there's also a recurring theme of, well, yeah, you're losing me, and it's because of you, and it's because you're not good enough. Now, logically, you know that's not true, survivor, but it's how you've been manipulated into feeling. And sadly, this is why when a relationship is over, it hurts so much more than a typical breakup. What else does a narcissist do that makes this just the worst, most painful kind of breakup to have to deal with? Share with me down in the comments. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.